Good day, fellow observers. Today we're going to do a get out of New York test for version 13.2.1. It's gonna be a 54-minute drive, 27 miles. Let me activate FSD. Okay, so we're parked by a hydrant and it was able to reverse and advance now, so that's good. So I'm just gonna lower the temperature here. Okay, good. Okay, good. We're able to have window. Okay, now we stop at an all-way here. Alright, looks clear. Now we have a green light. Okay, I'm hoping that we can make this one. 7, 6, 5. Yeah, we won't make it. Alright. Okay, so we have a green light. Okay, let me see. Did I forget to... Hold on. Okay, I forgot to make it to standard, so we were in a hurry for about a few minutes, but now it's on standard. As you guys can see here, standard. Alright, so there is a stopped car here and good adjustment for FSD. Okay, good. Stop at an all-way. Alright, good.
In 500 feet, turn right to take the Interstate 295 North ramp.
Okay, good.
Now turn right to take the Interstate 295 North ramp.
Okay, good advance here. My foot is on the brake. Okay, we should have a window here. Alright, good. Reasonable to me. That's how I will do it. Now we're approaching I-295, Clearview Expressway. Okay, good. Waiting for when FSD will go to the middle lane or end passing lane. Maybe this is a different way of it driving. Okay, so it should make a left here now because this is an off ramp. Okay, good. to the middle lane. And to the right lane. Okay.
In 1 mile, keep left to stay on Interstate 295 north toward Cross Bronx Expressway.
Okay, so we're passing through toll collection here.
Now keep left to stay on Interstate 295 north.
So usually at this spot in version 12, most of the time FSD is on the passing lane, and then it will have a speed that is lower than the traffic flow in the passing lane. So I would have to make what do you call this? An increase of the speed limit so it could just flow. But now, as you can see, FSD is staying on the rightmost lane, and just I think it will keep on this lane up until exit 1A. And actually this is also what it did on version 12.5.6.3. but the thing is, I didn't upload it yet. I'm still finding a way on when to upload.
1,000 feet, take exit 12 on the right onto Interstate 278 west.
Because version 13 came out and I just want to be updated in terms of the uploaded versions. So I'll see if I find time, I'll upload it, but if not, I may not be able to upload it. Okay, so now we are at a different route. We are going to I-278 west. Usually we keep left here, but now we have kept right. Slow down here. Okay, good lane change here. Short notice, but on the smooth side. As you can see here, FSD goes over to the yellow line, and I think it just thinks that the lane that it's on, it's a wide lane, but actually not quite.
In 1 mile, keep left to take Interstate 278 west toward Manhattan, Queen.
Okay, good slow down here. We were speeding up, but traffic ahead is slowing down, so good adjustment. Okay, FSD kind of leaves a big gap in front, but the car behind me also has a decent gap too, so I'm not going to press accelerator for this one, but I'm just pointing it out. version 13, its lane change is smoother, which what I've been saying on the target test. And I don't see any more like that sudden jerk to the direction where it's gonna change. So I think that's good. It doesn't erode the driver's confidence on FSD's lane change ability. And yeah, I just want to point that out.
Now keep left to take Interstate 278 west.
Okay, so we have toll collection here. You can see there are flashing cameras here. Okay, good, slow down. And we should be moving to the next lane on the right. Let's see, when can FSD do it? Okay, good.
In 1,000 feet, take exit 46 on the right toward Manhattan.
So shout out to that Jeep. It already gave FSD room twice. This is the second time. So earlier when we had a lane change, it was also the car that it was
now take exit 46 on the right.
Going in front of, I mean. And good position here that it's on the right lane because we are going to make a right in 0.5 miles. That being said though, there's a lot of vehicles that are merging to this lane. So as you can see here, it's blue, but I'm looking straight for already a moment. I mean, beyond longer, like I'm not glancing at anywhere, I'm just looking straight and they were still blinking blue. So I'm not sure if that was because of the reflection of the sunlight on my glasses. So I just want to point that out. Okay, let's see if it can make a lane change here. Okay, the SUV is giving some room. Good. Shout out to that SUV. Okay, will we get some room here? I think after this car, then we'll have the room. Good, 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 good.
In 1,000 feet, bear right to stay on Robert F. Kennedy Bridge. Then take the Harlem River Drive north ramp on the right. Now bear right to stay on Robert F. Kennedy Bridge.
Okay, good.
Now take the Harlem River Drive north ramp on the right.
Alright, it's good that FSD didn't get lost. There are occasions that if I drive in this area that I will get lost and miss an exit. So it's good FSD didn't.
In 1 mile, take exit 24 on the left toward Interstate 95 South.
So I just want to point out a good slowdown by FSD because of that SUV merging to our lane. Okay, let's see. Okay, FSD giving way for this van. Good. Okay, good lane change here and positioning. That was natural. So I'm canceling this because I'm not sure why FSD is going to go back. Okay, you know what? It's insisting on doing it again, so I will just let it be and see for myself why it's doing this one.
Now take exit 24 on the left.
Oh, okay, snap. Okay, snap. Alright, so now I saw the rationale here. So FSD went back to the right lane because it will have to go to George Washington on the right lane. So that was good early lane change for FSD. Now the thing is, I don't know why it had to go to the left lane and then go back to the right lane shortly after.
In 500 feet, take the Interstate 95 South ramp on the right toward George Washington Bridge. Now take the Interstate 95 South ramp on the right.
Okay, let's see where FSD will go, like which, it doesn't say which deck are we going, but we are almost there. So now we're making lane changes here. Okay, good.
In 500 feet, take the Interstate 95 South, US 1 South ramp on the right toward George Washington Bridge.
Okay, good lane change here. And good adjustment here as well. I do think we're going to the upper level because it's now on the left lane. And okay. Alright, good. So I like how FSD makes lane changes right now. Like,
now take the Interstate 95 South ramp on the right.
The sequence of its lane change is very predictable. So even though it doesn't find a space right away, my confidence on FSD to be able to find one does not erode, unlike in version 12.
Feet, keep left to take Interstate 95 South, US 1 South toward New Jersey. Now keep left to take Interstate 95 South.
So we will be at the lower deck of George Washington, and time check 15 minutes, 10 miles before we arrive at destination. Now, of course, we are going to the lower level. Then I will be anticipating for a GPS issue here, because I don't think the nav can get data while we're under this deck. I mean, on the lower deck. So let's just see. Okay, good lane change to the middle lane here. Good lane change here to the passing lane. Okay, so we are just passing some cars and then go back to the middle lane.
In 1 mile, bear right to stay on Interstate 95 South. Then bear right to stay on Interstate 95 South.
Okay, so now we have the poor GPS location accuracy. Now my foot is on the brakes, and good slow down here, adjusting to the traffic. So the GPS issue disappeared.
Now bear right to stay on Interstate 95 South. Now bear right to stay on Interstate 95 South.
Okay, good.
In 500 feet, keep right to take Interstate 95 South toward Hackensack. Now keep right to take Interstate 95 South.
Okay. Now let's see if FSD will go to the middle lane. Usually I increase the speed limit here, but I think FSD runs reasonably fast. So there's a car right behind me, so I'm just gonna increase it. Now I'm going to the middle lane. So right after I increased the speed, FSD went to the middle lane.
In 1 mile, keep left to stay on Interstate 95 South toward Newark. Now keep left to stay on Interstate 95 South.
Okay, good lane change here.
keep left to take Interstate 95 toward 16 West.
Truck here that turned on its turn signal, but it's not moving, so that's good that FSD just continued straight, because sometimes, like when a vehicle has turned on its signal, FSD won't pass that car because of anticipation that it will go to the lane where FSD
keep right
is.
to take exit 19W toward Meadowlands Complex.
Crash ahead to keep right. And I'm just gonna decrease down to the 63 that it had earlier. So good lane change here, and now we're going to the next lane on the right as well. Okay, good.
Now keep right to take exit 19W.
So we just passed through the tolls, and now we are approaching our destination.
In 1,000 feet, turn left to stay on Meadowlands Sports Complex. Now turn left to stay on Meadowlands Sports Complex.
Okay, so now we are here.
Now keep left to take Meadowlands Sports Complex.
Then I will disengage by this light. And okay, I'm disengaging now and give my takeaways. So we started off from a parked state by the hydrant, and FSD was able to make a reverse before advancing, and then it made a right on stop, and FSD was able to cross an all-way and then waited for a green. We had to stay for 2 red lights on that light and before we advanced, and then we crossed, and FSD was good with the adjustment of the, I think there was like FSD was able to maintain a right of way, and then there was a car that was on stop, and then FSD was able to go around it, go to the left lane, I mean the opposite traffic's lane, and then go back to the right lane, then cross several all-way stops, and then at the end turn right towards,
in 500 feet, your destination will be on the right,
and then turn right towards Clearview Expressway, and that was turn right on stop. FSD was able to find a window, and
now your destination is on the right,
and it was able to wait for traffic to pass and then make the right. In addition, FSD was able to go to Clearview Expressway and was able to merge, and then stayed on the rightmost lane, I think, yeah, rightmost lane right before Throgs Neck Bridge, and then it went to the middle lane, and FSD stayed there for the most part. And once it passed through Throg's Neck Bridge, FSD was able to go, actually it stayed on the rightmost lane and headed straight, and then exited towards I-295, I-278 West, was it? But it was towards RFK Bridge, and it's I think it's not a first time FSD going there, but it's been a while since it passed through that route. So FSD was able to adjust with the lane changes and adapt to the traffic. That being said, it went to several lane changes that sometimes anyone can get lost because of the proximity of exits, and it's easily it's easy to get the wrong exit. So at least FSD was able to do that and navigate and make lane changes towards the right lane, and it was able to find a room on that one. Even though the traffic was on the heavy side, FSD, I think, did not do anything that is unpredictable. So I think that's good. That's why I didn't have any human intervention. Now I went through RFK Bridge and went to Harlem Drive. FSD was able to merge there. And there was that drive on Harlem Drive that FSD went to the left lane, but then quickly went to the right lane. And that was, I didn't know yet. I thought it's just gonna stay on the left lane for a bit of time. I mean longer, but it did not. So that was interesting. And then FSD went to the right lane again, and I was wondering why. And I canceled actually the initial lane change to the right lane. So that's a human intervention. Then I figured I'm just gonna let it be, and FSD actually needed to go to the right lane so that it could exit on the right towards George Washington Bridge. And so on George Washington Bridge, it made a lane change to the left lane again, and then went back to the right lane towards the lower deck. And then FSD was able to adapt on the lower deck. We had the expected GPS issue, which resolved on its own. And then after George Washington, it was able to navigate through the exits towards I-95 South. And then once on I-95 South, FSD, I had to increase the speed there because there was a car right behind me on the passing lane that is close. And so I just want to be fast enough. But shortly after increasing the speed, FSD went to the middle lane. Had it gone to the middle lane, I wouldn't have needed to increase the speed prior to that. So yeah, and then went straight and adjusted to the exits and made lane changes, which were predictable. And I think because I can't remember the details, that means to me it went smoothly for the most part. So overall, this drive was smooth and predictable, and there are just some things that I was like curious, like why would FSD go to this lane or that lane, but for the most part it's something that is predictable, that the drive didn't erode my confidence on FSD usage for the whole trip. So I think that's good. Now, those are all my takeaways for this test, and if you find this video helpful or of value, please like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.